front compartment storage. It's passed through all the way to the other side. This tool here, stored in whatever compartment you choose, inserts into the stabilizer jacks. You can also use a 3/4 inch socket with a drill as well to achieve the same functionality. The main thing with these, they're not leveling jacks, they're stabilizer jacks. They're not meant to level it, they're not meant to raise it off the ground, they're just meant to stabilize it. So make sure you understand that. Sometimes blocks of wood will be necessary to be put underneath these to achieve a firm spot to put the jack down. Make sure you bring them up before you leave your campsite. Right behind the front compartment is your freshwater tank fill. Insert the freshwater hose that we supply. If you would like to fill this completely, the water will come right out this exit, so be sure to stand back. Below the freshwater tank fill is a satellite connection if you have a portable satellite system. And if your campground has cable TV, a separate coax cable is required to utilize their cable TV channels on the TVs on the inside if equipped. Going further back, this is your freshwater drain. This will drain the water from the freshwater tank that you filled through the freshwater connection. Towards the back of the 30-foot travel trailer rental, you have a city water connection. If you have city water at your campground, you take the same freshwater hose that we supply, tighten it to this device, turn the water on at the source, then you have pressurized water throughout the inside of the trailer so you don't have to utilize the freshwater tank. This comes equipped with a black tank flush that can rinse the black tank from the inside out. This is an outside shower, both hot and cold water. This is your power cord with equipped units that have a detachable power cord. You insert this connection to the side of the vehicle, secure it, and then you take the other end, which is a 30 amp outlet, insert that to your 30 amp female outlet at your campground. If you do not have that outlet, we provide a 30 to 20 amp adapter that's meant to go into a 20 amp outlet. Just keep in mind that this is not suitable to run the air conditioner on the inside. The power cord can be stored in the front compartment of the vehicle. I'll show you how to empty the waste tanks on your 30-foot travel trailer rental. The septic drain for this particular unit's towards the back of the driver's side of the trailer. Before you open this cap, you want to make sure that these two valves, the gray and the black, are pushed in to make sure they're closed before you open this cap. Once they are pushed in all the way, take the cap off, insert your sewer hose, which is stored in the bumper or in one of the compartments. Make sure it's locked tight. Put your sewer hose in the septic that you're going to empty the tanks into. Go ahead and pull the black valve first. That's your waste tank for the toilet only. Once that is done draining, you can push the valve in and then pull the gray valve. This is the waste tank for the sinks and the shower, and that can clean your hose out. When that done's draining, push that valve in, take your hose off, make sure you put your sewer cap back on, and store your hose either in the bumper or in one of the compartments. On the passenger side and the rear of the 30-foot travel trailer, you have an outside kitchen. So make sure you unlock the front part and pull it tabletop towards you. It's got two latches on the left and on the right. Make sure those are secure. You can open this is a grill. Make sure you clear the top of it with the sides. This is a propane hose, which you need to connect every time you're going to use the outdoor kitchen. You can leave it hooked up, but if you have to move sites, you have to disconnect it each time. This is the portion that's going to connect to the grill, and this is the portion that's going to connect to the quick connect on the trailer. The quick connect of the trailer is located below the refrigerator of the outside kitchen. So once you insert the hose, turn the gas on. Don't turn the gas on until you have the hose completely hooked up though. And then the male part for the grill is right below the grill. So once you have the hose completely hooked up, then you can go ahead and turn your gas on and you can start using the grill. To light the grill, you turn the mode to max, and it takes a couple minutes for that to heat up. But once it is heating up, you can turn the heat down to medium or low. Just make sure you shut it off completely when you're done using it. Instructions for the grill are right above to where you turn it on. Before you turn it on, there is a drip pan that's located beneath the cooking grate. That is located, goes underneath to collect any grease or anything that falls below. Make sure you put that on before you start using the grill, and be sure to clean the entire grill and the drip pan after each use. Then you can store the drip pan right below the cooking grate. For the outside sink, this has a quick connect as well with both hot and cold water. Just be sure to remove that before you put the kitchen back in the compartment. And then the hose can be stored either in the sink or in the cabinet above. Unlatch both sides, slowly put it in. Make sure you pull this up first. Secure it in. We also have a refrigerator right next to the grill and the sink as well. It's electric only fridge, so you have to be plugged into power for that to be used. So continuing on, this is your fridge vent. Below it is your furnace exhaust. Around the metal part, that can get hot when in use, so be careful not to touch it. You have 110 outlets on the outside as well. You have steps that fold in, transportation, and then pull out for when you want to put them out. They do not secure in. They're heavy enough so they won't fall out while in transport. This is the front compartment access to the pass-through that we showed you at the beginning of the video. The front of the trailer, you have two 20-gallon propane tanks. You can exchange these at any place that offers propane tanks of this size. When you have the tanks on, this is the selector from which tank it's feeding. Once this tank is depleted, this will automatically turn over to get propane so you don't lose functionality, such as in the middle of the night. When you do remove the tanks, be sure that you line up the bracket here on the outside corner of each tank. That makes it so the cover fits snug so it won't fly off during transport. And then behind the tanks you have your RV Marine deep cycle battery that will be hooked up and fully charged for you before you take your trip. Okay, this is how you operate a slide out on one of the rental travel trailers. Slide switch out puts it out, in puts it in. Make sure you watch for obstructions when you put it in or out, both on the floor on the inside and on the outside, such as trees or vehicles or other things that can damage it while going in or out. This is your power awning. Out puts it out, in puts it in. Please be sure that you don't leave it out unattended. Don't leave it out overnight. Don't leave it out in high winds, or don't leave it out in heavy rain, as it will damage the awning and you are responsible for that. These two switches, this is for your awning light on the outside. This is for your interior light in the living room part. We have storage right by the entry door. We have a fire extinguisher located by the entry door. That is for the vehicle only, is not to be used for campfires or such events like that. Okay, here's where your DVD player and main radio is for the trailer. This controls both indoor and outdoor speakers if equipped, as well as your DVD player or CD player, any other portable device you'd like to hook up to it. This is your main TV for the vehicle, both using the DVD player or the TV antenna. One thing to note for the TV antenna, there's a power booster behind it. It has a green light that should be on, and this button right here, right next to the coax, we'll turn it on and off just to be sure to have it on to get plenty of signal when using the TV antenna.
So in your kitchen here in this model, we have the sink. All it does is turn sideways. You got your hot, your cold, and then a regular stopper in the bottom of the sink. Moving down here, you got drawers, and then also a cupboard for storage underneath. Furnace vent down there. Moving over here, we have your stove and cooktop. You turn that on, you turn your lights on, then you can read the dials better. And what you'll do is turn your dial to the little flame on here. That means it's giving gas to the burner. Turn the striker, and it'll light your stove. And then you can go and adjust your temp setting on there. It's the same for all three burners, except for the oven. The oven, you will also turn it to the flame, but you will have to hold it in order to get gas to come out of the stove. And once you are holding it in, you'll turn the striker, get your pilot light lit, and once it is lit, you can release it and turn it to your desired temperature. Then it will light up the rest of your unit, which will give it all the rest of its heat. This light is also the light for inside your oven. Down here is the fuse and breaker panel. So if you have something plugged in outside and the breaker blows, you got the reset in here. If the AC quits, you gotta check the breakers. They'll be tripped just like that. So if you see one that is the opposite way, come flip it back on, and then your unit should be able to work again. Over here we have fuses. Those don't usually go out, but a little red light beside them will turn on if there is a fault in one or if it blows out. Those are also labeled on the side here too. Over here we have more storage. Nice little cabinet area. Underneath there's an outlet, light, and then you got a light over the stove and a vent. That does vent outside. Here's a regular just household microwave. This model does not come with a convection one, otherwise it will say so on the microwave. And up top, more storage. Moving over to the fridge. Very simple fridge to use. Hit the on button. When it turns on, it'll usually be on automatic. When it's on automatic, it'll always run electricity first, and then if you unplug or for some reason electricity goes out, it'll automatically switch to gas. If you want it to just run off of gas, you'll push this button, and that'll make sure it just runs on gas and it will not run on electric. To change your temperature in the fridge itself, this little slider goes up and down, and that will, as you raise it, it'll cool it down, and as you lower it, it'll warm it up inside of there.
This is how you operate this Dometic thermostat. You hit your mode, which is your power. Cycle through your different options. Auto is your auto fan. There's your auto with AC, furnace, and then off again. Once again, auto fan. The snowflake is AC. The little heat waves are heat for the furnace, and then back off once more, and this is how you operate the temperature. If for some reason this goes from Fahrenheit to Celsius, you just hold these two buttons together to get it to back to Fahrenheit Celsius. Okay, here's your monitor panel, and it's also the operation for the water pump, the freshwater pump that supplies fresh water to the sinks, shower, and toilet from the freshwater tank that we showed you how to fill previously. So just turn it on when you need it, shut it off when you don't need it. Make sure that when you have the water pump on, that there is water in the fresh tank, otherwise the pump will burn out prematurely. These are your levels for your battery, your fresh water, your black water, and your gray water. They all show the different levels. This is for your electric water heater, only when you have electricity. So when you're plugged in at a campground, you can use the electric side. It takes about an hour for that to heat up. This is a self-igniting hot water heater on the gas side. When you turn it on, it'll automatically light in about 5 to 10 seconds. Once it does light, it takes about 10 to 12 minutes to initially heat up. If this red light illuminates, that means that the gas water heater did not light shut it off, wait about 10 seconds, and then turn it back on and do that process until it lights completely. Good. Okay, this is a U-shaped kitchen table that can also be made into a bed. It's very easy. Simply just pop the tabletop off the posts. The posts can rest here between the benches. The tabletop will drop and rest on this ledge. And then you take the cushions from the kitchen table and position them over the tabletop to make the bed. And just reverse what you did to make the kitchen the kitchen table back into a table. And this is simply just a futon type bed. Very easy, very quick, and very comfortable.